breath so it feels like your belly is rising, and then the chest rises. And then as you exhale through your nose, the chest will fall and the belly will fall. And you just want to kind of, the entire practice, stay with this inhale and exhale. If you get into a place where your breath is challenged, just bring your mental self back to the breath, or modify your position so that the breath is nice and calm. We're going to take an inhale, lift the arms up. On the exhale, you're going to bring your palms into your heart, and then we're going to come on to all fours. So you're going to be in all fours, shoulders in a line with wrists, hips in a line with your knees, and you're going to inhale, arch your back, take your eye gaze up into cow. And then you're going to exhale, round, tuck your head into cat. Inhale, arch, just getting into our lower spine. Exhale and round. Inhale, arch, one more. Exhale and round. We're going to come back to a neutral position. Place your left palm in the center. On your inhale, take your right arm up. And then as you exhale, thread it under. We'll do this 3 times. Kind of getting the shoulder down on the earth. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, thread it under. One more time, and then we'll hold. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, thread it under. Holding here. Want to get into the shoulder, into the upper back. It does not matter how low you go. Just feel good with your own body. On your next inhale, unwind. Take that right arm all the way back up, and then bring it down, resetting your spine to a nice, long, neutral spine. Inhale the left arm up. On the exhale, thread it under. Inhale, reach it back up. Exhale, thread under. Inhale, last time to reach up. Exhale, thread under and hold. Getting into that upper back, getting into the shoulders. Maybe take your eye gaze up to the ceiling. On the next inhale, take that left arm all the way back up. And then exhale, bring yourself back to a neutral spine. You're going to curl your toes under. And we're going to stretch into our feet before we go into downward dog. So you're just going to walk your hips back. You have your toes curled under. You're going to sit on your heels into what we call fire toes. And this allows you to stretch out the feet, the plantar fasciitis, getting into the flexibility of your foot, helping to prevent fractures in the top of the foot. It does burn a little sometimes. You just kind of sit and breathe through it. We won't stay long. Why we're here, so we're not focused on our fire toes, we'll take our arms up, bend your left elbow with your right palm, grab the elbow and pull that nice stretch, and maybe even reach over to the right. If you have the flexibility to take your right arm behind you and grab your palms, you can do that. And then we'll release, take your arms up, and we'll switch out the arms. So this time your right arm is bent, you use your left arm to grab, and then you stretch over. And if the flexibility is there, you just reach that left arm around, and with that bind, you can add that. We'll release, bring your palms back down, flatten out your toes, maybe smack them out, and release any of the your hands into our first forward bend. The head goes down. You want to think about the crown of the head reaching to the floor, letting the body become heavy. The hips tilt up to the ceiling, and you fold. If you need to deep bend into the knees so that you can get that flexibility in the lower spine, go ahead. Maybe deeping bend and then extending straight. And you can do a few knee bends and extending straight just to give your hips and your hamstrings a little bit more fluid flexibility. On your next inhale, bending the knees, slowly roll up, vertebra by vertebra. Taking the arms all the way up, and then bringing the palms all the way down. We're going to go through one sun salutation slow, and then we'll add another one. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, folding in the waist and hips, bending. On the inhale, place your palms on the shins. Stretch the crown forward and lengthen the body. Exhale and forward bend. On the inhale, step the left foot back. And then step your right foot back to join into your first push-up. The first time around, we'll use our knees. You want to drop to the knees. The toes are under. You have this nice long spine, so you're not in this all fours. You've got this spine long. On the exhale, you bend the elbows close to your body, lowering down into this half push-up. Never dropping all the way down or crashing. And then on the inhale, we roll it up to upward facing dog. Palms are flat, toes are long, shoulders are down. So if you notice the shoulders are squished into your neck, lift up and pull the shoulders back so you get this bigger arch. And then on the exhale, press back to downward facing dog and breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, step to the top of the mat. Exhale and forward bend. Bending the knees. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, palms to the heart. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back to a nice long push-up position. You can choose to go to your knees, or this time stay off, but you'll lower into that half push-up. Inhale, roll up to upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath, inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, make your way to the top. Exhale and forward bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, palm